welcome, and Laurent Knoops and ter Horst, please welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Marco. Well, my name is ter Horst, and he is Laurent Knoops, and we are from Holland. And we have we were asked actually to have a little chat. To be honest, I heard this day before yesterday.
You have a second microphone.
So what I did quickly this afternoon, and I said, what is this all about? And he said, well, it's about Business Angels Finland. Wow, interesting. That's a little bit of my area. And then I thought maybe it's interesting for you in Finland to hear a little bit about the Business Angels in Holland. Just simply, how many Business Angels are there in Holland? Any idea? 10,000, 100,000? 10,000. Now we're going to the point, because that's why I have the latest report here, just to make sure that I got the right numbers. Well, the whole definition today is who is a business angel? What do you need to be in order to be classified as a business angel? And the interesting thing is, in Holland we have a lot of people with money and they give to friends and family for small projects. That's not considered business angel. Up to 50,000 euro, that's not a business angel. A business angel is from 100,000 to a million. That is actually based money out of your pocket. So that means you're not chipping in with your friend, no, you do it yourself. And it still could be a project for your family or friends or a third party, but it's money that you think it's worth to invest in that particular project. Well, let me give you another quiz question. What percentage of all the investments in Holland?
How many are there?
About 25. Kidding, just 4. What percentage of all the investments are based on the business angels in Holland that I'm talking about? Any wild guess? Is it 1%, 5%, 10%? It's 3.5%. And I'm telling you, that's a lot of money. Of all the investments, it's 3.5% is from the business angels. And then I was thinking, okay, maybe we should get some other numbers here. Just as comparison. 1% in Finland, the wealthiest people in Finland, 1% of the richest people in Finland, they own 13% of the wealth totally. 1%, 13, 1-3. In Holland, the richest 0.5% owns 25% of the wealth in Holland. I know Finland is known for equality, we all need to be the same. In Holland, it's about if you are successful, you can make good money. And what I want to say is that yes, in Holland we have a different culture when it comes to investments, to private investments. And I'm here also today to learn a little bit what's going on in Finland, to see how the business angels are organized here, also how you are, well, setting up your criteria in what kind of projects to invest and why. So for me, it's a very exciting evening, I think, but I'm talking way too long. You look at me like, shut up.
We're finding out to stop here. Marco, how much time do we have? Here.
5 seconds max.
This one works way better. I hear myself echoing. I'm a tax lawyer from Holland. There, I said it. When I moved to Finland 3 years ago, about a month later, this tax debate exploded in the media that Google was paying 0.1% tax or so on. I say, hooray for Google, welcome. But if you say that out here, then it's a faux pas. And I've done this kind of speeches before within the Dutch embassy, and the Dutch ambassador told me, you cannot say anything like this, and by the way, don't tell anything about the Dutch Antillian Islands and how wonderful the tax structures work, and that we can organize banking and trust offices and all that, so I didn't. But here, it's free speech. Just to give you an idea, as a tax lawyer, maybe soon I will say something else, the Netherlands have by far the most tax treaties in the world. We are the only country in the world that actually have legislation on so-called trust services, which is why Starbucks, Google, God knows how many other companies, the royalties for the Rolling Stones, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, they're all in Holland. And just to give you an idea about the cash flow this entails, it's money going in and out of the country, royalties, dividends, interest payments and so on, is 15,000 billion euros. It's quite a lot of money. So we're trying to protect our industry, I guess. And everybody is now, if you read the Finnish newspapers, the Netherlands is being regarded as a tax haven and so on. And well, the Dutch government invites basically everyone to do exactly the same thing. Why attack us? Why don't you come up with your own solutions? You have Åland Islands, why don't you make it a tax haven? Easy. But the primary thing about, because this is about doing business in Holland and with Dutch people, is that the Netherlands offer, as a central location in Europe, many advantages for foreign business. And this is also what we try to promote in Finland, by the way, with many different endeavors we do. We are centrally located. We have, for example, for the maritime and transport industry, we have a special district court to settle disputes very quickly. It's called Tamara, Transport and Marine Arbitration, Rotterdam, Amsterdam. We have so many tax treaties. We have everybody speaks English. We have the highest percentage in the world of ADSL connections, or nowadays, how do you call that? Like internet connections. Most homes are internet connected anyway, in the world. Which brings us to, why is it so popular to make your investments in Holland? If you have a Finnish company and you make your start to internationalize, generally you would start in Holland. Why? Because we're centrally located. If you make your success in Holland, it's easily to be done to jump to Germany, to France, to UK, because you're already so centrally located in Europe. And now we come back to Steve, who is the chief marketeer.
Well, I think we have a few more minutes, but it's interesting because tonight the theme is Holland, and it's always like, how do you describe doing business in Holland? And of course you can go into the history of Holland with the VOC, the first listed company, the first company in the world that had stocks and shares to buy. I'm not going into the history. So I thought, let's give a little anecdote to illustrate what people told me when I moved to Finland 1.5 years ago, how the Finns are acting versus the Dutch people. And hopefully that illustrates that if you are thinking of moving to Holland or investing in Holland, that keep it in mind. And the story goes as follows, that there was you probably know it already, but there was let's say a British guy, a French guy, a Dutch guy, and a Finnish guy. They were looking at an elephant. And the French guy, he says, I wonder what this elephant, what noises he makes when he has love with a female elephant. Okay, cool. Then the Brit says, no, I'm not worried about that, but look at all those gates, and I wonder how much you have to invest to keep that elephant here safe. All right. The Dutch guy, nah. How can we make this elephant make a trick? We put a name on it, and we travel the world, and we make shitloads of money. Guess what the Finnish guy does? The Finnish guy is looking at the elephant, and he thinks by himself, I wonder what he thinks. Well, that it's of course a little bit black and white, but it also tells you that the Dutch, okay, we are a bit loud, and we are opportunistic, we are extrovert, and I think that is part of our history, what's part of our DNA, traveling the world, doing business everywhere. And I hope that the Finns and the Dutch in that sense can find each other, because I think we could be very complementary, because in terms of characteristics, we might be totally different, but actually on the other hand, there are a lot of similarities and things that we can be complementary. Well, final word for you.
Thank you. On an historical note, we are good in business. We made coffee big. We actually stole the coffee plants, took it to South America, grew it, and sold it a lot. It's the most popular drink today, and it's still growing. Even though it was theft, we managed anyway. We are just very good at it. We don't have type of industry you have in Finland, like forestry, for example, but we sell really well. And if Finland cannot come to Holland, Holland comes to you, which is why we are here. We try to bring business to Finland, try to grow business in Finland. There's a few of our partners in the room actually today, and we invite you all to come have a little word with each of one, both of us, to see how we can grow and expand business in Finland. And I guess I have to stop now. But thank you anyway.
Thank you.